It's sunset. It's beautiful out there, and I thought I'd take you for a walk. It's nights like this that are the major reason why I bought my bus and decided to start traveling each winter. So come for a walk with me. And enjoy some of the same views and some of the experience. Well, I went to sleep not too long after shooting that video. I edited it, added some music, hadn't done any voiceover yet, and I fell asleep. At 2:30, between 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning, I heard this bang, bang, bang on the windows with two strong sort of flashlights shooting in at me in the bus. And so I got up, opened my side door here, and the policeman said, "You can't park here, you have to move, but you can go to just the other side of the street. You can't park on this side of the road." So I got up, went and parked at the other side of the road. Now, they were polite. They weren't giving me a bad time. They just told me nicely that I had to move, which I appreciate, because that's a lot better than giving me a ticket that I can't afford, or a citation, or whatever they call it in the United States. But it's interesting. It's this year I've been approached by more police in the last 2 weeks than in the last 2 years, or two winters in California. The first two were two California Highway Interstate Patrol officers, and I had been sitting on the side of the highway with my door open to hear the waves, etc., get some air through the bus. And they were standing outside looking up at my sign at the Gus on the bus. So I got up and walked outside and said, "Hey, what's up?" They said, "Well, we're just admiring your bus." And we were talking about my lifestyle and stuff, but they actually didn't stop to hassle me or even talk to me. I went out to talk to them, and they were primarily, they told me that there had been some new parking signs and regulations put up. So they were basically checking to make sure that none of the vehicles that were parked there were stuck there. In other words, they could all be driven away. There wasn't much of an interaction there. It was kind of friendly, but I did get kind of a chuckle out of thinking. They made me think of that TV show back in the 70s or 80s or whatever it was, about California Highway Patrol. It was called Chips or something, where there were two, relatively attractive, nice guys riding around on motorcycles. These guys seemed to have the same kind of attitude, pretty relaxed. I don't know if they were in motorcycles or a car, but anyway, I had that interaction. It was pretty friendly and pretty reasonable. The second guy, or the second pair of police officers, were from Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Police Department. And, I don't even know, I can't remember how we started our conversation, but they basically walked up beside my bus. The side door was open because that's where the ocean was. And one of them asked me for my ID. And as you know, when there's two cops, most of the time one of them's a prick and the other one's a nice guy. It's a good guy, bad guy routine. And so one of them walked away with my ID, and I asked the other guy why he wanted my ID. And he says, "Oh, we're just checking to see if there's any warrants out for your arrest." And I said, "Well, couldn't you have done that with my license plate or with Gus and the bus?" And like, I'm obvious about who I am, so it really shouldn't have, he didn't really need my ID. Anyway, so the other guy started to chuckle, and we both sort of chuckled about it. Anyway, they basically just asked for my ID. They're just checking all the motor homeowners or anybody that was hanging out camping at the side of the highway. So those are my 3 interactions. But the interesting thing is that I had only one interaction with police parking or hanging out in the areas that I have been, and the only interaction I had prior to that was a policewoman coming along in the middle of the night, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, with a loudspeaker saying, "You must move, you and the bus, you must move, you can't camp here, you can't park here." So I've had now 4 interactions in this area, none of them very serious or even not even annoying. I mean, the sign says I'm not allowed to park there, but I was. So I'm actually happy they simply sort of boot you out rather than provide you with a ticket. And it's no hassle waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, taking 4 steps, putting on some shoes, starting up my bus, and driving around the block, because that's basically all that they're asking me to do. So that's it for my police stories from California. They include 3 winters down here. I'm actually posting this because it's kind of funny for me that people worry about, you know, interactions with police. I mean, I can see them being worried if they've got drugs in their car, or they have a meth lab in their bus, or they're actually doing something that's wrong. But as far as, you know, simply living in your vehicle, at least in California, nobody's out to get you. They're just they're only there to kind of, I had a fly on my arm, so I had to look down. Anyway, they're only there to keep the peace, keep people from complaining, and, you know, try and basically ensure that most people follow the rules. Anyway, hope you had a good day. Hope you enjoyed my sunset that began all of this. And I'm at Starbucks, so I'll do the last little bit of editing, and I'll be able to upload this right now. So thumbs up to you, thumbs up to me if you liked the video, and I'll see you tomorrow or the next day. So have a great night or a great day, whichever is about to happen for you, and I'll see you maybe tomorrow or the next day.